Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of our EAFC 25 career mode here with Southampton. We are returning today as we're through the January transfer window and into the real decisive part of the season. In today's episode we're going to have the FA Cup 4th round as we host Gillingham at St Mary's. More big games in the Premier League, and we should also find out our opponents for the last 16 of the Champions League. So loads to crack on with as we look to keep Arsenal at bay and retain our FA Cup trophy. Kicking off the episode with Gillingham at home in what should be an easy progression through to the 5th round of the Cup. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, this should being the key word, be a comfortable victory for us here. I've gone mainly with the kids and the vets for this one. So, yeah, I'm trusting the fringe players to get us through the Cup once again. We pretty comfortably knocked out Stevenage in the last round, and we got lucky with the cup draw again at home to League 2 side Gillingham. So yeah, should be a comfortable progression. Edozie looking to strike just before the break. Turner finds Wood, and there is Cox onto the left foot. Connor Cox, shooting chance, and he gets his 3rd goal of the competition. We've been made to wait for that opening goal, and a lapse of concentration at the back just before the breaks into stoppage time in the first half. Cox does well, and on the weaker left foot drills it in to give us the lead. We've been made to wait, but finally we have the breakthrough. Lewis Turner waits for the run of Cole down the right, looking to go to the byline. Elliot Cole, great play. Cox into Vaughan, and now Edozie, and it's 2. And that should do it. A lovely passing move, and Sam Edozie, who we don't see much of anymore, gets his 1st goal of the season, and that will send us through to the 5th round. Looking for a 3rd just to add the cherry on top of the icing, and we've got it. And there is the cherry on top, and it's Elliot Cole's 1st goal for the club. A brilliant ball in. I think that was Kai Vaughan down the left-hand side, who's got some real quality from left-back. Swinging the cross into the danger zone, Elliot Cole arrives and slams it in to grab the 3rd goal. Lovely cross from the left. Cole couldn't miss. He gets his 1st goal for the club, and the Saints are certainly heading through to the 5th round. Well, that first game of the episode was a bit of a banker, and before jumping into our next one, big clash against Newcastle. We'll find out who it is we will face, and it's Everton at home. Okay, I'll take that. Arsenal playing Spurs in a North London derby, Liverpool travelling to Molineux, Manchester City facing Villa, and United away at Barnsley. Okay, I'll take that. We got a decent shot at going far in the competition once again as we look to retain our trophy, but of course, the one that we're really after is the Premier League, and that's where our attention turns now. Newcastle away at St James's are having a good season this year, back up to 6th place and competing for European football. They're a bogey team of ours who beat us at St Mary's in the return fixture. With Arsenal hosting Wolves at the Emirates, you'd expect them to win, so the pressure is on to keep ourselves top. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, big clash this at St James's Park. We've won on our last few visits here, but we know that Newcastle were a bit of a bogey team, and facing them here before Arsenal play tomorrow. So the pressure's on us to move 3 points clear of Arsenal, although they will have that game in hand as Tino goes on and stings the palms of, I don't think it's Nick Pope in goal, not sure who it is, but decent early effort from the former Magpie as we look to get on the front foot. Yusuf into Kudus. Tino on the overlap. Kudus does well though, rides the tackle, and Stein, it didn't quite work out how I'd planned it, but Marcus Leonardo onto the right peg. Marcus Leonardo didn't quite get hold of it, and Chevalier is there once again. Such a good keeper in this year's game. Camavinga fouled, but plays on and finds a lovely ball into Tino, who can take the ball in his stride, looking for Marcus Leonardo. And there's Sem Stein. A bit of time for Sem. And again, we strike just before the break. And the Dutchman, who's not scored for a while, I can't remember the last time he got on the score sheet, turns up when it matters most and fires us into the lead with a big goal. And again, just like the previous game against Gillingham, it's in stoppage time in the first half. What a time to score the first goal. Newcastle coming out with some intent in this second 45, and again they've picked the ball up. Sloppy pass out of defence, and Xavi Simons. That's a nice ball across to Joel Linton, whose strike is wide, but a couple of early shots on goal for Newcastle, who are looking to get back into this. Camavinga into Kudus, steps away from Vega. That's brilliant feet by Mohamed Kudus, and he's lost his man, and Kudus, lovely feet, Kudus still going, and still Mohamed Kudus trying to get there, and Newcastle will clear without having too many chances. It's been a cracking game at St James's, and still well and truly in the balance as both teams looking to score the next goal. Bakayoko's ball forward, Isak away from Martson. And you know what, guys, I think that is just about going to do it, as we have managed to grind it out again. Is there time for a late second? Teller finds Marcus Leonardo. Marcus Leonardo with the dagger. And we score in stoppage time in both halves to win at St James's Park. I said beforehand, we've got a good record here, and we're going to be picking up another big 3 points. Marcus Leonardo with the dagger, and another goal in his hunt for the Golden Boot. Still a lot of work to be done, but he's starting to make up ground on Isak, the Swede. Big win here. Over to you, Arsenal. So as we get back into the menus, we're still top, but let's see. Arsenal did win, as did Liverpool. So ourselves and Arsenal remain deadlocked at the top, with Liverpool 6 points behind. 13 games to play. And as we host West Ham next in the Premier League, that should hopefully be a banker. And it's actually now that Arsenal host Wolves at Molineux. They just beat Ipswich away from home, where Liverpool travel next. So all three sides playing at the same time. Let's see if we can keep ourselves at top of the table. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, looking to make sure we do our job here again, as all three of the top teams playing at the same time. That's a big save by I think is it Lunin in the West Ham goal, or Trubin's at Brighton. It's Lunin, isn't it? Big save there. Yeah, that's Taylor's all day long, and Taylor finds Camavinga. Frenchman linking up as he picks out St Maximin. Big boots to fill down that side. Stepping in for Anthony Gordon. There is Sem Stein, and I think Lunin got a touch on it, not Trubin. Trubin's at Brighton. As the corner's whipped in, it will come to Solé at the back post. Marcus Leonardo onto his right foot and bends it wide of the post. Solé forward to Yusuf. And Marcus Leonardo on the move ahead of him. Space out wide for Martson. And he picks out St Maximin. Oh, that's a penalty. Terrible, terrible challenge by Edson Alvarez. So needless from the Mexican, with St Maximin running down a cul-de-sac, and he brings him down. Definite spot kick, and we'll have the chance from 12 yards to give ourselves the lead. And it will be Marcus Leonardo looking to get himself in that race for the Golden Boot, and despite Lunin going the right way, it is absolutely rifled in by the Brazilian. I think that is now goal number 12 of the season in the Premier League. So he is starting to climb up the leaderboards, but I'm sure the main thing he is concerned about is the team getting 3 points and remaining at top of the table. Yeah, just what we needed from Marcus Leonardo. That's 2-2 now for the Brazilian. He's on the move again. Marcus Leonardo for 2. Drills it in past Lunin. And he had a bit of a slow return from his 3-month injury, but now maybe starting to find his feet once again. Oh, ball through to Gyökeres. Good save by Muric as Arsenal go a goal up against Wolves. As you would probably expect, to be fair. That's not too much of a shock, but good save by Muric on the other end, as we now look to come the other way with Marcus Leonardo finding Camavinga. And Marcus Leonardo wanting the hat-trick, but unselfish to Kudus. whose effort I think took a nick on the way through, hits the post, and now Martson looks for Marcus Leonardo, and West Ham will survive. How is this game not 3-0? Kirchu, West Ham looking to do what we've done the last few games. Gyökeres is through and somehow misses the target. Well, from one end, we nearly scored our third goal, and then Gyökeres with a big chance, and he flashes it wide of Murich's post. That is going to do it for the first half, as we'll head into the break leading by 2, but could so easily have been 3 or 2-1 down the other end. Kudus, lovely run, and look how many players he's pulled away, and now Stein. Oh, brilliant from Sem Stein, and he makes it 2 in as many games as well. Finally getting the best out of Stein and Marcus Leonardo and Mohamed Kudus right when it matters. Lovely dribbling by Stein, who just drifts past the defender, and he's got the finish past Lunin as well. West Ham conceding 3 at St Mary's again. Man, they must hate seeing the sight of Southampton. Cole. Still Cole. Oh, it's brilliant from Cole. Lovely feet. And Kudus looked to add a late 4th. But that is going to do it. The kids have some real potential, as we know, but it was our star players, Marcus Leonardo and Sem Stein, who really won us this game here. Damage done mostly in the first half, with Sem Stein adding a 3rd. But a big win for Southampton, and the pressure on Arsenal and Liverpool to match our result to keep pace at the top of the table. Well, before jumping into our next game against rock bottom Middlesbrough, let's find out if Arsenal and Liverpool won, which they both must have done. Arsenal beating Wolves by 1-0, and Liverpool winning at Ipswich by 3-1. So 12 to play in the Premier League, and still we remain clear of Arsenal by just goal difference. I think we should have also seen the Champions League last 16 draw, where we will be taking on, where are we? Frankfurt again. Eintracht Frankfurt in the last 16 of the Champions League, as we had last year. That's the exact same tie, and we narrowly beat them by, I think it was just a single goal to nil. Mohamed Kudus scored in Germany, and I think it was 0-0 back home at St Mary's. So I fancy our chances of getting through that. A couple of big ties in there as well, including Man City against Real Madrid. But yeah, really looking forward to that, and fancy our chances of making the quarterfinals again. Yeah, I've had to make a few changes for this game. Oh, Cameron Archer. Oh, got caught up in the end. That was brilliant. I had to make some changes for today with this game coming during a busy period, but still a strong lineup out there, and I fancy us to win despite having to make changes. Middlesbrough currently bottom of the table and looking as if they're heading back to the Championship, but quite often these are the hardest games to win, so yeah, we'll have to see how we get on. But no Marcus Leonardo, having to keep him wrapped up in cotton wool, but Cameron Archer against one of his former teams says, don't worry gaffer, put me in the lineup and we will still win regardless. Shows the respect against a team he spent a year on loan at, but Cam fires us into the lead. Teller forward to Stein, Teller into Cameron Archer, lovely spin, and Cam makes it 2. It's typical. He doesn't get many in the Premier League, but playing against one of his former teams, he's got 2 inside 15 minutes. That should be the points in the bag already, and a comfortable win on the road. Yusuf through the gap for Sem. Bowed. Camavinga, a long way out this. If anyone can, it's him. Oh! Oh my goodness. Eduardo Camavinga is the absolute GOAT. That is insane. 0.04 XG. 100 kilometers an hour. Keeper not near it. Eduardo Camavinga, best free kick goal of the save. We said Anthony Gordon was the new free kick king of Southampton. Eduardo Camavinga may have just taken his crown. What a hit. Oh, Solé beaten. Shot comes in. Oh, what a goal. What a goal by Riley McGree. Well, we don't concede many. This has been a cracking opening half an hour. But if you're going to concede a goal, That's one way to do it. Muric has no chance. Riley McGree rifles it into the top corner. I still think that the points are in the bag, but what a hit by the Aussie. Well, this is going to do it here at the Riverside. Really exciting first half, and then nothing happened in the second as Soleil's header drifts wide of the post. But yeah, strange game. Cracking first 45. Absolutely nothing in the second 45, but we'll take the points nonetheless. I don't know what the results were in Arsenal and Liverpool's games, but hopefully both of them have slipped up and we will move even further clear at the top. Attention turning to the FA Cup next in a big clash against Everton. So before our FA Cup clash against Everton, let's just take a quick look at the league table, where Liverpool and Arsenal have both won to keep the pressure on. Liverpool beating Villa at Anfield and Arsenal beating Chelsea in a big London derby. So 11 games to play, still the gap at the top remains the same. Ourselves and Arsenal was separated by just goal difference, and Liverpool 6 points behind, looking to claw themselves back into it. No one else really close. Spurs, West Ham, Newcastle, Fulham City all way too far behind now, so it looks like it will be either a 2 or 3 horse race for the title. But our attention now turning to the FA Cup, the title or the trophy that we won last year, taking on Everton at St Mary's in the 5th round. A great chance to make the quarters once again, but I will be making changes with our first leg of the Champions League last 16 to come in midweek against Frankfurt. Still looking to make it through. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, a bit of a mixed team for us again today. I've got a few starters out there, our real key players, the likes of Soleil, Camavinga, but I'm also trusting the kids as well. Cox, Cole, Turner, all in the lineup for this one. As Edozie does brilliant, and Lewis Turner probably should have scored. It's a brilliant save by, I think that's a new gen keeper, Edozie. Haven't really seen too much of him since that earlier chance that he created for Lewis Turner. It was a great driving run from him. Camavinga finds Turner, and back to Eduardo Camavinga, who can strike them. Keeper's not got there, and again it's still loose. It's down to Connor Cox now, and the keeper made a bit of a howler, and Connor Cox says thank you very much. I think that is his 3rd or 4th goal in the FA Cup. Doing really well in this competition. Scored some goals in Europe as well. Clips it in off the post. And Southampton, who are favourites here, take the lead against the Toffees. Oh, that's kindly fallen for Turner. And he floats it out to Kai Vaughan. Swung into Connor Cox. Oh my God. Connor Cox, this lad, I tell you, there is something about him. He is special. He's going to make it right at the very top one day. The next Harry Kane, maybe? Who knows? English striker. He certainly seems to be making his mark. What a goal that would have been. Edozie, straight from the kickoff. What a run. Sam Edozie looks to bend one. And Nezavic, who's looked a little bit shaky at times today, does get it over the top for the corner. Soleil's in there. And again, Nezavic not particularly confident with his punch. Camavinga to float it in again right on top of the keeper. And this time, Nezavic claims he's looked shaky out there. It was a bit of a mistake for the goal that led to us taking the lead. And yeah, I'm just going to keep taking shots and putting everything I can on top of the young keeper. Anthony gets it into Aslani. Lovely move, and Barnes is denied by Gavin on the closeout. Big save by the Irishman. Oh, what a ball through. Come on, don't lose it now. No. Big save by Gavin again on the closeout. Into the 90th minute. That's twice now that the Irishman has saved us, and that's why I didn't want to let him go in the summer, as Garner's shot is blocked and Wood clears, and that should just about do it. And the cameras pan to that man Gavin Bazunu with a couple of big saves. There's 3 clean sheets in the FA Cup in 3 games this season, but it was Connor Cox with the goal in the first half that sends us through to the quarterfinals as we look to defend our trophy. And before jumping into our next game, first leg of the Champions League last 16, we see a nice little message from Gavin Bazunu as Connor Cox and Lewis Turner both make it into the Premier League Team of the Week for the first time, and we will find out who it is we will face in the FA Cup quarterfinals. It's Manchester City. Well, I mean, it's a little bit concerning, but they're not as great as they once were in this save. They have fallen off recently, and, you know, we've got a decent record, even away at the Etihad, so it'll be a tough game, but I still fancy our chances of making it to the final four of the competition, although I would have preferred to face Preston. But yes, it is the big one, Champions League last 16 against Frankfurt, away from home as we were last year in the first leg where Mohamed Kudus scored the winning goal, looking to give us a good lead to bring it back to England, where we know we are very, very strong at home at St Mary's. Need a big win here. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, expecting a tough game here against Frankfurt. Of course, we played them last year in the round of 16, the same stage, and we only narrowly went through by 1-0 over 2 legs, thanks to a goal from this man, Mohamed Kudus, on this ground in the first leg of the contest, and hoping he might be able to do the same again here, as that's up in the air, and Marcin Bulka does well to claim. Yeah, expecting a really, really tough test against a strong Frankfurt side. That's given away. Stein, can he get it through? Marcus Leonardo, flag stays down. Mistake at the back from Frankfurt, and the Brazilian punishes them. Stein just about got the ball through, and as they gave the ball away in midfield, you cannot give Marcus Leonardo that sort of chance. Bulka's fuming. Saints in the lead. Yeah, only Marcus Leonardo's second goal in the Champions League is, oh, that's so lucky, man. Well, the Hungarian gets them back in the game, and down one end, Frankfurt give the ball away, and now in our defence we can't clear the ball with Solé, kept alive, and well, it's a good finish into the top corner. Muric no chance, and unlike when we faced them last year when it was tight and cagey and just one goal separated the sides, we've had 2 already in the opening 15 minutes here in Germany. And I was just trying to say as well, for Marcus Leonardo, just his second goal of the Champions League phase, and his first since match day 1 when he headed in against Sturm Graz at the back post. Of course, missed the remainder of the league phase with that injury, but nice to have him back for the knockout stages as Martson gets away down the left. Ian Martson pegs it across looking for the Brazilian, and that's good defending in the middle. But yeah, cracking opening start to this game, and both sides looking to stay on the front foot and hunt down more goals. Oh, that's good football. Really nice football, and Lister shoots again, and this time Muric is able to get something on it. Well, somebody's gone down there on the edge of the box for Frankfurt, and it's left a bit of space, and Angel Gomez picks out Cameron Archer, and Frankfurt not going to be happy about that one. But the substitute Cameron Archer just come onto the field, and we played on despite there being a man down. It wasn't a head injury, so the referee didn't stop play. Angel Gomez back to Cameron Archer. 2 of the substitutes link up, and he's got the finish past Marcin Bulka to restore our lead. Can we hold on to it this time and take the lead back to England for the second leg? Well, into just 1 minute of added time here in Germany, and Frankfurt have to be quick. Guendouzi gets it to Ekitike, but Downs is there, and that will do it for the first leg. Only half time in the 2-legged affair, but the Southampton fans, they don't look particularly happy, but I'm sure they will be heading back to England with a 1-goal aggregate lead, as we did last year. It was just 1-0 that we won here last season, but after being pegged back in the first half, Cameron Archer's goal in the second will mean that we head back to England with a 2-1 aggregate lead. Well, we'll close out today's episode with that second leg, but sandwiched in between the two, a huge clash in the Premier League as we host Manchester City at St Mary's. Not having a great season, currently in 8th place, but only 5 off of the Champions League spots, and we know how good of a team Man City have. Arsenal face Aston Villa tomorrow at the Emirates, so the pressure is on us to make sure we win, to put the pressure on the Gunners to keep the pace with us. With just 11 games to go, every game is a must win, and especially when you're facing off against a side like Manchester City. Big clash is sandwiched in between our two Champions League last 16 games. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, really difficult to deal with the fatigue. I wish everyone was as fit as Camavinga and Dyer Shime, because those two just have such great stamina. They never really miss a game, but having to rotate and a really big game. Of course, we beat City at the Etihad comfortably after they were reduced to 10 men early on, but expecting a much tougher game here if it remains 11 v 11, with one eye on that second leg in the Champions League and one eye on Arsenal at the top of the Premier League. Oh, what a save, Muric. But the flag does go up. Yeah, this is a big moment in the season. Yeah, and that's exactly the reason why we've looked to build a squad here. Not just a strong starting lineup, but a whole team of strong players, as that's lifted out to Ian Martson. Angle's a bit tight. Martson shoots, and Unai Simon denies him. And I've always said when we face Man City, this is the area of the pitch there's space to exploit. Nathan Tella still has it, but down their right and our left is where we get most joy, as Martson pegs it back for Marcus Leonardo. Big block by Rodri, and Man City look to pass their way out. Yusuf finds Camavinga, and now Nathan Tella and Marcus Leonardo, and another good save by Unai Simon in the City goal. Kudus to Stein, looking to quicken it up, and Kudus gets it back. Mohamed Kudus, tight angle, Kudus shoots and can't hit the target. Into stoppage time here, and if we're not going to win it, make sure we don't lose it. Haaland's shot blocked by Solé, who then doesn't get there, and Foden denied by Muric again, and this will be the last action of the game. Rodri to swing the corner in, it's deep, the headers go up, and Muric will claim. Well, in the end, we couldn't find a way through that City defence. Still very strong, and it is technically 2 points dropped in the race for the title. With Arsenal taking on Aston Villa tomorrow, we will be hoping for Unai Emery's side to do us a massive favour. Let's go and find out how they got on before heading into our final game of the episode. Well, let's take a look at the Premier League table. Have we dropped off top spot? Yes, we have. And Arsenal are on a fantastic winning run. 3-2 they beat Aston Villa by. Oh man, it's going to be so tight. We do still have to play the Gunners, so it is technically in our own hands. Win our final 10 games and we will be crowned Premier League champions. But every year I think it might be our year. Somebody else comes from out of nowhere and puts in a brilliant shift. It's either Manchester City, Chelsea, or this year it has been Arsenal. Liverpool starting to slip up, now looking like they may be out of it, and it may be a 2-horse race between ourselves and Arsenal. But to close out the episode, we will look to make it through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, holding that 2-1 aggregate lead against Frankfurt, coming to take us on at St Mary's. A clean sheet will send us through. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, first goal's a big one tonight. If we are to get it and pull away with a 3-1 aggregate lead, it'd be tough to see Frankfurt coming back. But if the away side are to get it, then that will most certainly open up the tie once again. So first goal, as always, is a big one. But I've got Connor Cox leading the line for me today, as Marcus Leonardo just absolutely gassed at the moment. And I think Cox is offside. Yes, he is, as he drills in what would have been the opening goal. I've got faith in this young man though. Champions League last 16 knockout, and he's leading the line for us. St. Maximan to Stein, and he races forward looking for Connor Cox. And Cox is away. Coxey, can he finish this time? No, denied by Marcin on the closeout. But there's Cox again. And Stein back to Cox. This time flag stays down and Marcin is in the way again. Camavinga, that's great play. St. Maximan through to Stein. And there is the opening goal and it's been coming as well. Sem Stein gets the opener, and I said that the first goal would be a big one. Southampton have got it, and you'd think that from here that will be enough to see us through. St. Maximan with another assist. He's done pretty well since stepping in for the injured Anthony Gordon. Lovely ball through, and Stein takes it first time past Marcin Bulka into the back of the net, and the Saints look as if they're heading to the quarterfinals. Well, into 1 minute of added time, and that should do it, and does. Sem Stein with the only goal of the second leg, and Southampton heading through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. It was where we were knocked out last year by Manchester City, but we've grown as a team, and I feel like we are ready to take on whoever it will be in the final 8 of the competition. We'll go and see. I'm not sure if we'll find out who it is that we'll face now, or we might have to wait until the next episode. It depends if we were in the first or second batch of last 16 fixtures. Let's go and find out together. Well, I have a feeling if we take a look at the Champions League, we may see the quarter-final draw. No, we do not. I wonder if it will be in the calendar, as that does always seem to load earlier. Yes, it is. Bayer Leverkusen away first off in Germany, and then returning back home to England for the second leg. Another German side, but do you know what? I'll take that. Again, Bayer Leverkusen, great team under Xabi Alonso, but I wouldn't say they're one of Europe's absolute elite. So I'll definitely take that in a Champions League quarter-final. But guys, that will do it for today's episode. Loads of big games coming in the next one. We've got Manchester United away at Old Trafford to kick off the episode, whilst Arsenal travel to Anfield. So a big round of fixtures then. We'll also face Manchester City away in the FA Cup quarter-finals at the Emirates, looking to reach Wembley again to defend our title. Then a huge clash against Arsenal in the Premier League as first face-off against second, and we'll also have both legs of the Champions League quarter-final against Bayer Leverkusen to come. So loads and loads of big games in the next episode. You definitely won't want to miss it, guys. Thanks for all your support. Take care and peace.